This is Basia and Jack from Nowy Sącz, Poland, God's Glory Church, and here is our short update on our ministry and our life. And our dog will be, come on, okay, never mind. Okay, first of all, about us, we have to say that we are going through some really good and happy years in our marriage. Our son got married last year, as you probably know, in October. He is in ministry in one of the Kraków churches. He and his wife are involved in worship. He is a youth leader of the church. He preaches and also leads services. And his pastor, Paul, says that he is following my steps, which I'm very proud of. And when I'm listening to his sermons, I'm really proud and thankful to him. Our ministry is divided into 3 areas. First area is a pastoral ministry in Nowy Sącz, which is, of course, my home city and my base, God's Glory Church. But also, as you know, I'm pastoring a small church near Warszawa in Żerardów. Thank God in that church, it's temporary, of course, for the time being. Thank God I do have already a candidate for a pastor in that local church. So probably within a year and a half or something, I will be able to pray for him and to lay down hands and ordain him as a pastor. Of course, it doesn't mean that I stop caring and helping that church, because fathering churches is my second area of ministry. But coming back to this first, in Nowy Sącz, of course, in my ministry, I'm mainly focusing on investing and training the leaders, elders, leaders, young generation of leaders. I will say more about it in a minute. Second area is fathering churches. I love saying fathering churches. I could say it's an apostolic ministry because it's helping local churches, local fathers, local pastors. But I love saying fathering because I feel that I'm a father of some pastors. It started maybe 11 years ago when one of young boys who came to Jesus in our home, and I was his mentor and his father in spirit. He became a pastor of a local church, and he couldn't manage. And I was crying to God then, Lord, we need fathers. We have so many wonderful leaders, but we need fathers. And the Lord said, don't cry to me. Don't, just do something about it. So I became an apostolic ministry, and I started helping local pastors. God started putting lives of local pastors and churches into my life. So now I'm fathering about 17 churches, and 7 churches where pastors are my spiritual sons, where I'm really involved. One of those churches is Żerardów. I took pastoring ministry that because I felt responsibility and because of the situation. So that's the second area. The third area, I'm also part of regional apostolic team, a group of pastors that meet together to pray about vision, to pray about plans to help local churches in times of need, especially now after pandemic. We have lots of talks how to use that time and how to move on. Okay, and some challenges. First of all, I need wisdom. With all my travels, with all my fathering and apostolic ministry, you see, local pastors, local churches, they have lots of challenges, as you probably know very well. And we need wisdom to answer some questions. The second thing, in Nowy Sącz Church, we have a young generation of people. We train them, we help them, and then they are 19, 20, and they leave Nowy Sącz for university. And that's a challenge because we need to train again and again and again new people. So that's a challenge. We don't have the answers for that. The good thing is that most Kraków churches have young people from Nowy Sącz that are ready for ministry and that are ministering in those churches. So one Kraków pastor said to me one day that Kraków churches should pay kind of a tribute to Nowy Sącz for all these young people that were trained here, but now they are ministering in churches in Kraków. So that's the second thing. The third thing, last we have this project of second service, as you know, which we want to be a second congregation in Nowy Sącz, like a second church. It's our church plant, apart from other church plants in the area, in the small towns in the area. This is for Nowy Sącz, because as you know, we are the only evangelical church in Nowy Sącz, 100,000 people, one evangelical church. So we want this church to be more of these local churches. And this project is especially close, very precious to my heart, because it's led by a young generation of leaders, 30 plus, whom I had trained and prepared for a couple of years, and now they are leading this project. They are fully responsible for that project, which I'm amazed of, and I'm thankful to God for that. So please pray for that project, which is very, very important for us. That's basically it. We love you. We thank you that you are there. We thank you for this faithful friendship over 30 years now. And may God bless you. And thank you also for all your faithful support, which is wonderful. It enables us to grow and to grow our ministry. Bless you and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.